Alright, hello YouTube, this is Ahi. So this week I'm going to tell you my approach to songwriting. Alright, so here I have a song called Fall from Grace, and it actually started when I was on a train going back home, and I had this vocal lyric in mind, and then I had nothing to record it, so I just took out my iPhone and then just recorded the idea that I had. If I fall from grace, will I find a place to reset myself again? Then I went home and recorded the vocal line, and then I tried to, like, what kind of tempo should it be? So then I started with this sort of tempo. And so that's about 94. So what I first do usually is that I go to project and beat calculator, and then there's the tap tempo. So I just tap space bar until I find the tempo that I like. Then I just run it to closest number. So in this case it would be 104. But then I would set the project tempo to that and then just start recording the ideas down. On this song I had a bit of a problem because, as you can see, my loop is 5 bars long and it just didn't sound right to me. So let me play you the song how I first recorded it. So I had only acoustic guitar and drums and vocals. If I fall from grace, would you find a place to reset myself again? Would I fall from? But then I was like, no, that just doesn't cut it, so I just decided to try to add like distorted guitars with the same sort of thing, so it turned out something like this. If I fall from grace, would you find a place to reset myself again? To redo it. So what I did was that I copied the drums, so they are exactly the same, but I turned up the tempo just a bit. So it's exactly the same loop as this on the drums, except it's faster. And on the chords, I tried to like redo the chords so that it's exactly 4 bars, because that just sounds more natural, at least to me. So first I had this sort of like E, A, G, E, and C, and D sharp, and the D sharp just didn't sound good to me, and the E was just too long. So the first one here is the E. So if we listen to, so that was the part that was way too long. So I just skipped one of the chords. So I think I skipped the second E because the E repeats. So let me show you the key editor here. Okay, so the key editor is here. So what I did was that I skipped the second E. So instead of being E, A, G, E, I was E, A, G, and then C, and then I went to D instead of D sharp. So my final bass line looks something like this. As you can see, it's basically the same thing without the E and without the D sharp. So let's check that loop instead. Alright. And then for the guitars, I decided to go with like a real amp instead of pod farm because I just didn't find it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with pod farm, but it just felt right with the amp because you get the slight feedback from it. So so it's a bit more funky in the chording. It's not like bum 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 straight eights, so it has a bit more groove to it. And the new version that I did, I added a bit more lyrics to fill 8 bars. So let's check it out. If I fall from grace, will I find a place to reset myself again? I'm facing the ground, turn my head up to get up and stand again. And then with the harmony. If I fall from grace, will I find a place to reset myself again? I'm facing the ground, turn my head up to get up and stand again. Yeah, basically what I did with the vocal melodies, as you can hear, it's totally different from what it used to be. So if we listen to the melodies here. So the vocal melodies are totally different. And what I did first was that I was jamming with my guitar, trying to find like what sort of melodies would work. So let's check that out. So if we align these with the vocals, we can hear that there is a bit of a similarity in the melodies. If I fall from grace, will I find a place to reset myself again? I'm facing the ground, turn my head up to get up and stand again. Yeah. So basically I use that as my vocal guide to give me some sort of idea what should I do, and then I just muted them and re-recorded after I had like basically what I would say Melodyne, but I'm using the Vari audio here in Cubase, which is there. So basically this is still a demo version, so it's nothing final. So as we can hear, it's totally like all T-Pain style now. If I fall, and that was a delay send. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick demonstration. If you have any questions or comments, please write them down in the comments below. Thank you for watching and make good music. So we went from this. Should find a place to reset myself again. Would I fall from grace? Will I find a place to stand again? To this.